The first tip for foils is to paint the foil. When you put the foil in, it helps the hair stick, so this will help prevent the foil from slipping. When you're folding these, you want to avoid doing this, ziplocking it like you would a Ziploc bag. It's a little hard to see, but this pushes the color, and sometimes, mainly with lightener, that's gonna create a little stripe or a band. So instead of ziplocking, you can tap these if you need to, or pull the top of the sides, and then you can fold it however you want to. Another good tip is starting at the bottom and migrating towards the top versus putting a foil here and going towards the bottom. If you start at the top and move your way down, you'll have to clip these up to be able to move on to your next foil. When we put foils in, we want to move these the least amount of times. So if you're constantly moving this and clipping this up, you're exposing the hair color is going to leak down, lightener, it's going to create a tiger stripe. So working your way from the bottom to the top will ensure that you don't have to move these. When you're sectioning your hair, you want to section like a surgeon. It needs to be very clean. If my part line is horizontal, the foil is horizontal. If it's diagonal, the foil will be here. If you create a subsection that looks like this, very jaggedy, not straight at all, you can't get close to the scalp because this looks like a mountainscape. Instead of clean and straight. So you're gonna have some highlights, lowlights that are way off the scalp, some that are on the scalp. It's probably going to bleed outside the foil and create a tiger stripe. So taking your time and making the cleanest sections possible. There's a ton of different foiling patterns, but typically you want to follow the head shape. This is round. Placing foils at a diagonal will help create the most natural blended look, especially when they're wearing their hair up. If you place a foil horizontal like this, it's gonna create this very harsh line. It doesn't naturally flow with the head shape. There will be times you'll use a horizontal pattern here, but for the most part, we're gonna follow the head shape. Now, when you're applying the color or lightener, you wanna start in the mid shaft, middle of the hair, take the color down, and at the top here, you don't wanna take your brush horizontal. That's gonna create a line. So instead of painting it on like this, you're gonna flip it like this. And I'm not extending the color past the little lip I've created. Heat is gonna activate this and cause it to puff up and swell. So it's gonna move up a little bit. We don't want it to move completely out and create another stripe here. Using pre-cut foils like this, these are from Costco, really good for super long hair. They have a little crease in the middle, so you can stack up a bunch, ziplock the crease, take your wire rat tail comb, and just slide through this. And now you've got several sheets of foil. If you're using a foil like this, you wanna work on the matte side. There's a matte side and a shiny side. This is a little bit slicker, so it's gonna be easier to work with the color or lightener in here. And the shiny side is gonna reflect light more, helping it heat up faster because heat will activate, especially lightener, make it work a little bit faster. If you're going to use the over the comb method, you'll take your rat tail comb and just fold it over like this. So it has a little lip. It can be in the front or it can be in the back. Remember, we're working on the matte side. Take a slightly diagonal subsection. Gonna get our super thin piece. We've got our little lip we created, and I usually do mine towards the back, starting at the mid shaft and pull this down. That will help it create a little bit of a staggered effect. Smooth this out. But I like folding it towards the back because if you have any accidents where the color's gonna bleed, it creates a little barrier almost. You can also put cotton at the root if you're worried about that, perming cotton. What you wanna try not to do is fold the little lip of your foil like this. That's a lot of wasted foil. Because these are so long, the Costco ones, you could even cut them in half to save, but you don't wanna waste half the dang foil doing that. Just a little lip at the top. What I prefer to do, and I've been doing this a lot lately, is folding the foils here. And of course, when you're showing someone, it never looks as good. It's all crooked. And folding it again. It creates a thicker band. And when you're working with round surfaces like the head's not square like this, it helps bend to that shape. So when I foil, and that's too thick of a section, I can bend this. Versus if I fold it over my comb straight, it's creating a straight line. So now I have hair pulled from the side to the side. It's not much, but it does make a difference. Labeling your bowl will help a lot. I usually write the formula with a dry erase marker. I'm using 10 volume, we'll just say this is lightener. And the time you mixed it up at, 11 a.m. That way I know how old this lightener is. I have a gauge of how long this is taking me to do. If I need to remix it, which you'll be able to see when the lightener starts to get stiff, you need to just throw it away and remix it. You can't cover the lightener up and use it, or let's say you start at 9 a.m., you have some left over. Your client at 2 p.m. is gonna use the rest of it. It's not gonna work. Well, maybe it'll work a little bit, but you need to start with a fresh bowl. Our last tip is to start in the back. And this is more so for if you're in a salon setting. Start foiling in the back 2 quads. Remember, bottom to top, foil, 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 foil. That way, once your lightener is done processing, because remember, these are all gonna process at different times, you can take your client and rinse these. Just rinse out the lightener in the shampoo bowl or the sink, towel dry it, then you can start on the front. That way, the back of the hair isn't over processing and you don't have to really rush on the front.